Hello, I'm Yana Shrevinsky and this is Military Mind. Armed conflicts, defense and security, land, sea and air. We've got you covered. Overnight, Ukraine was targeted by a combined air attack from Russia, with Moscow sending 112 strike drones and 2 cruise missiles. Russian troops also launched a missile attack on Kryvyi Rih, targeting a hotel in the city. According to latest reports from local officials, 3 people were killed and 31 were wounded. In Sumy, 1 person was killed in a warehouse fire after a drone attack in the region. On the battlefield in the Kursk region, Russian troops have ramped up pressure on the western flank of the Ukrainian bridgehead, attacking south of Sudzha. Ukrainian analysts suggest Russian troops crossed the border in the Sumy region and managed to consolidate their positions in one of the settlements. Moving east now, intense fighting continues in Toretsk. According to reports, some clashes call into question Moscow's further push towards Konstantinivka, as forces redeployed for this purpose are currently engaged in stabilizing the situation in Toretsk itself. Now, in the Pokrovsk sector, Ukrainian efforts are creating the preconditions for Kiev to cut off the bulge southwest of Pokrovsk, which may change the operational situation in the region. According to Ukrainian military tracking website Deep State, Kiev has pushed back the Russians from Uspenivka, reinforcing the Ukrainian military's position in this sector. Further south, in the Kherson region, Ukrainian troops struck a Russian training range with cluster munitions, resulting in significant losses, citing Ukrainian intelligence. Moving to the Middle East now, the Israel Defense Forces continue the anti-terrorist operation Iron Wall in the West Bank, launched back on the 21st of January 2025. The main efforts are concentrated in the towns of Jenin and Tulkarm, where the Israeli military is conducting raids against Hamas militants and other armed groups. According to the Palestinian Authority's health ministry, at least 9 people have been killed and more than 40 wounded since the start of the operation in Jenin. The Israeli military reports killing several militants and arresting suspected terrorists this week. There have also been armed clashes on the border between Syria and Jordan. According to sources, a group of armed militants attempted to cross the border, leading to an exchange of fire with Jordanian border guards. 4 militants were killed in the incident, and the rest withdrew back to Syrian territory. Jordanian authorities have increased security measures at the border to prevent similar incidents occurring in the near future. And now we open today's episode with intense first-person footage from the 13th Brigade of the National Guard Khartia, showing a machine gunner opening fire on enemy positions during an assault. The operation unfolds near Lukyanets in the Kharkiv region, where Ukrainian forces continue pushing back against the occupiers. With relentless firepower, the assault team clears enemy fortifications, proving once again that Ukrainians hold the initiative on the battlefield.
Полтава! Полтава! Триста! 300!
A Ukrainian F-16 fighter pilot has published the first ever in-cockpit video during a flight over Ukraine. The footage shows the aircraft armed with 4 AIM-9 Sidewinder air-to-air missiles. In his message, the pilot expressed gratitude to the people of the United States for their military support and urged continued assistance for Ukraine. The Sidewinder is an infrared-guided, short-range missile designed to engage aerial threats, including cruise missiles and drones. Their deployment on Ukrainian F-16 signals an increased readiness of the Ukrainian Air Force to counter airborne threats. This video also highlights the growing defense cooperation between the US and Ukraine and showcases Ukraine's expanding air combat capabilities. And of course, we've mentioned the growing support. It was growing until recently when the entire aid for Ukraine, entire military aid, was suspended by the Trump administration, along with the sharing of intelligence data, which is not great news for Ukrainian forces. Hopefully, this is just temporary. Now we're going to move on to our next story. Russian forces have built a kilometer-long camouflage net tunnels along their logistical routes near temporarily occupied Bakhmut. Now, these tunnels are intended to shield military vehicles and transport convoys from Ukrainian FPV drone strikes and reconnaissance drones. However, in practice, this tactic is not always effective. Ukrainian operators have found ways to bypass these barriers, delivering precise strikes on enemy columns. The construction of such shelters highlights the growing impact of Ukrainian drone warfare, forcing Russian troops to seek new defensive measures. Yet, as experience shows, no fortifications can guarantee full protection on the battlefield, especially against modern aerial reconnaissance and precision weaponry. So, in the next video coming up, you'll see soldiers from the Luhansk Assault Regiment of the National Police's Lyut Brigade filming the aftermath of his solo engagement against 3 Russian servicemen in Toretsk, in the Donetsk region. The footage captures the intensity of urban combat, where Ukrainian forces operate with great efficiency. The Lyut Brigade, known for its aggressive assaults, continues to play a crucial role in defending Ukrainian territory. Toretsk remains a contested battlefield, with close quarters engagements determining control over strategic positions.
Господа русские, пришли к нам, в Украину, с***ные дети. Ну вот тут и лежите теперь, раз вам сюда захотелось прийти. На что вы вообще рассчитывали, блядь? Черти.
More Russian casualties on the front line. This happens on an everyday basis, but it shows us 2 things. First, obviously, Putin doesn't really care how many casualties the Russian army is going to take, as long as it allows him to achieve his goals. And also, what are his goals? His goals are the same: controlling Ukraine, overthrowing the democratically elected government, dominating the region. Does Putin want peace, as he continues insisting? Well, evidence actually shows us that probably he does not. Washington, are you listening, by the way? And with this, we end this episode of Military Mind. Please stay with us here on TVP World for more latest news and features.